Kayla Weiler, and I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the VP External at your CSA, the Central Student Association, the undergraduate student union on this campus. I'd like to acknowledge that the land in which we gather is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, specifically the Mississauga and Chippewa nations and the Haudenosaunee people. I recognize that I am a settler on this land and that I benefit from colonialism, and I'm grateful to learn and work here as a visitor on this land. I came to this university in 2013 for my undergraduate degree in history. I now owe $33,000 to OSAP, and I've accumulated more debt due to living expenses. My situation is not unique. Thousands of students on this campus have accumulated debt while attempting to achieve an education at the University of Guelph. This is a symptom of a broken post-secondary education system in Ontario and Canada. Ontario students on average pay $10,000 every year for their tuition. We pay the highest tuition in Canada, and yet we have the largest class sizes, the lowest student-to-faculty ratio, overworked and underpaid TAs, and additional expenses that come with moving and living in a city in Ontario. This education system is already struggling, and these cuts to tuition without any government funding, cuts to the grants program and the Ontario Student Grant, that help thousands of students to access education, and the union busting of the Student Choice Initiative and in the post-secondary education system in Ontario will struggle to remain open to the public. The University of Guelph, along with other schools in Ontario, have used to be referred to as public, but now they are publicly assisted. Shame! Shame! I see the Ford government cut to post-secondary education as an attempt to privatize education and create a system like the United States where only the wealthy access school while the middle and working classes struggle to make ends meet. What we need is an accessible, public, and free education system that puts academics first and money last. A system that encourages academic freedom and thoughtful research. An education system that does not charge international students with mountains of debt for simply accessing education in a different country. We need a post-secondary education system that is open for all people wanting to learn. We need to ask for what we want, which is a high-quality, accessible, post-secondary public education. So what we've seen so far from the Ontario PC government has been nothing but cuts and guts to our public services in our province. Doug Ford and his government have attacked workers and labor unions, and they've cut the hard-earned $15 minimum wage. They've pulled proper sex ed from our classrooms, and they've canceled the long-awaited Indigenous curriculum writing sessions. They've attacked healthcare workers, environmental protectors, and their latest target, us, the students. We need to stand up and take action against these attacks to our communities. So the student movement is under attack. OSAP is under attack. Our student union and services are under attack. In this period of cuts to post-secondary education, defunding of our campuses, and union busting, we do have a hard road ahead. But I believe that we should not compromise on our demands or settle for less. And throughout all of this, we must not leave out international students that have been left out by Doug Ford. Students in Quebec in 2012 fought back and won. The strength of students cannot be defeated, even by the strongest of enemies. I come from a rural working class family, and I will be the first person in my family to graduate from university. So accessing OSAP was crucial for me to be able to go to school in the first place. These cuts to OSAP will deeply affect access to post-secondary education. The OSAP program, however, has been a band-aid solution to the increasing cost of education. And until we have free education in Canada, we need the OSAP program to continue to give grants and not loans to students who are in university or college. We need to fight for a free education system, while all along the way continuing the systems that help students access their education. But without our student unions, student organizations, women and trans centers, bus passes, health and dental plans, or public action groups, students will continue to be victims to the further cuts to post-secondary education sector. This movement is led by hard-working and resilient students across the province, and to defund these organizations that are student-run for students is shameful. Shame! So on this campus in 1973, students voted for us, the future students, such as you and I, to form the CSA. So students democratically voted to create these groups and support them with fees on this campus on behalf of future students. Let us continue to fight for future students on this campus and across Ontario to support groups that support and uplift our communities and defend our rights, because education is a right. And I know that students on this campus, students in Ontario, and students in Canada will continue to fight until education is free, accessible, and public. This fight cannot be done alone, but with student unions we can win. With OPERG we can win. With equity centers we can win. And with the workers we can win. And the students united will never be defeated. The students united will never be defeated. The students united will never be defeated. The students united will never be defeated.